before we get into spoilers, because I feel like we
Okay.
need to sort of start a little bit broader than that. What was your general opinion of this movie?
Very fast paced. I love the pacing. Where like it was it felt like they needed to, like they had an end goal and they were trying to get there as soon as possible. Kind of like not leaving the audience hanging at all. And yeah, awesome. I loved it. I thought it was a really good ride.
Are you familiar with like the Hong Kong police, like kung fu kind of stuff from the 80s? Have you watched any of
Not
that
at all.
before? Really?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we watched a ton of Jackie Chan. He was like
Cool.
our go-to. But Police Story is one of them. And that one actually, I don't know if you've seen Police Story. If you like this one, you should go watch that one.
Okay.
That one's not as much gun fu as it is kung fu. But it's got some really killer scenes. There's like this whole sequence where they're driving these cars through a shanty town and just destroying this little village. Incredible. Great filmmaking. I'm surprised nobody died on this set. It's really cool. And one of the cool things about all these sort of Hong Kong movies from this era is like the gritty sort of like do-it-yourself almost feeling of them putting the action together.
Yeah.
I feel like it really comes through with this movie. And that's what kind of attracted to me in the first place, because I've not seen any other John Woo films except for Mission Impossible 2 or 3, whatever one he directed.
Is that John Woo?
He directed 3 or 4.
Okay.
But you couldn't tell that. That's the thing, because like if you watch it, it doesn't have that same gritty action-packed.
Pretty tame.
Yeah,
in comparison.
One of the things about filmmaking that I think is super necessary is having certain levels of limitations, especially for auteurs, right?
Okay.
So you think about like M. Night Shyamalan. He is at his best when it's like limited sets and like 4 actors.
Yeah, like Signs.
Like Signs. I like The Village pretty well. Things like where it's like it's really limited, and that way he works like in a limited space. So like having that limitation, I feel like helps. And I think for John Woo, and I've only seen a couple of his movies at this point, I feel like that's true, because it's like if it's like these are cheaper movies, obviously they're cheaper movies than like a Mission Impossible. A lot less people involved, and just it has more of a heart to it than I feel like a sort of a larger franchise does. So
Yeah.
the really interesting thing about this movie to me is that it's a movie that has everything you've seen before, but it's like done the best that it could be done. It has all the scenes you've already seen. So it's like, okay, the cop is being reprimanded. Our Detective Lee, shoots an assailant while he's holding a hostage, right? And the hostage dies of a heart attack, right? Yeah. And so it's like, oh, you're a loose cannon. We have that scene of the chief like belittling him. Oh, you're a loose cannon. You shouldn't be on this force. We've seen that 1,000 times.
Sure.
Every cop movie has that. So the older hitman is like turning on this younger hitman, and you know, we have that back and forth of like, is the gun loaded? Is it not loaded? And they're playing this chess game.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. But I feel like this just does all those kinds of scenes just incredibly. Like it just does them all really well.
I think they emphasize it like pretty hard.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I was talking about the pacing.
Yeah.
Like it's like whatever they want to present, they don't like waste time in presenting. They get to it and like they emphasize it. They move on to the next great showcase, whatever it may be.
So before we get into spoilers, would you recommend this movie to someone?
Oh, I already have. 100% would recommend. I'm a fan of the John Wick films.
Yeah.
Again, I was going into it. Again, your recommendations, I'm not going to lie. I go into it. You're more artsy than I am.
That's very nice of you to tiptoe.
I definitely take them to heart.
You can just say I like the weird stuff and we'll be okay. That's fine.
But no, I with your recommendations, I never know what I'm going to get. Like, never know.
Sure.
Never know. Yeah. But I went into this one a little like, you know, with a grain of salt, like trying to not getting too invested early. But no, I saw a lot of influence, like how it influenced the genre.
Oh, dude,
like
Tarantino
to modern films.
Gosh, The Matrix.
Yeah, and it was again like I was told you before. I thought it was going to be a little cheesy almost, and at times it was, but it was entertaining. Like it was entertaining without. I love the hyperbolic, over exaggerated, like very Tarantino-ish.
Oh, very.
Like loved it. Yeah. But no, I would. The plot was really well. Like I really well written. The characters are great. And how the story wraps up is. Oh, I'm not going to get into spoilers yet, but it ties
I think it's perfect.
A not so pretty, nice bow on top. You know,
it does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, we'll get into spoilers. Is it John Wick because of John Woo? I wonder. Like, is that a reference It could be. It could be an homage.
Maybe.
It's plausible.
But it's very, like I said, I saw a lot. I'm like, man, this is the Asian John Wick. Like, this is what this is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not no well dressed, hair slicked back. I was like, it's cool. Oh, it's cool to watch.
Nice. Yeah, so one of the things that I really like about this movie is really just sort of like the threesome that you have. Threesome's the wrong word. The love triangle, that's a little better. That's a little bit nice. But it's like, you would think it's like a love triangle between like, you got the girl and the two guys. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's about the bros. It's a bromance movie for sure. 100% a bromance movie. And the girl's kind of there as like a third wheel for part of it. And every now and again she gets into that.
She's a plot driver.
She is. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And let's talk a bit about sort of the plot, the setup of this movie. Okay. So we have our lead actor, played by Chow Yun-fat. Chow Yun-fat? Fat? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. I can't pronounce the Chinese names. Of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon fame. So we have Ah Jung who goes and he's going to conduct this hit. Mm-hmm. He walks into this nightclub. There's this girl singing. And if I have any complaints about this movie, it's that I think the nightclub is a little cheap looking.
Is it a nightclub?
That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh.
That is my... Yes,
it looks like a diner.
So that's my only complaint with this movie is like they walk in and like you can kind of envision what the script would be like, right? So it's like smoky atmosphere. There's a large space with like shadowy faces and it's like people sitting at tables and you can't really make out the way that they look. And you have like the singer up there and she's doing like sort of the jazz noir. You can imagine what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's not what it ends up being.
It's too bright.
It's a little bright, too small of a space perhaps. It feels like you're like walking into like a church basement for like a potluck.
Oh yeah, I was thinking
that's my best.
Like you're going to Maine and you have a family diner that is just there. Like that's the atmosphere.
That's how it feels. Yeah. So you have to kind of use your imagination there because it's like sort of a nightclub sort of a thing.
Okay.
So he walks into this nightclub and we have a shootout that happens. Mm-hmm. And during the shootout, he accidentally blinds the singer.
Yep.
Right. And that 38 special is like right next to her face. So I'm surprised she's not deaf as well, but that's besides the point. But it blinds the singer. Right. So afterwards, and this happens like within the first like 5-6 minutes of the movie, it's like really fast. So he blinds the singer and she had seen him before she was blinded.
Yes.
And so we have this sort of ticking clock back there, which we'll get to. But so she's seen him, and after she's blinded, he kind of re-enters her life because he's following her now that he's injured her and he feels bad. Mm. And so he enters her life and they strike up a relationship and he's become like this guardian angel for her where he's helping her. He's sort of nurturing her in a way. He's like providing for her, I think financially, if I'm not mistaken.
Now was he her or his re-entry into her life? I know it was during that mugging scene where like was that intentional or was he intentionally watching over here at that point?
He was watching over
okay.
her. At least as far as I could tell. I may have to rewatch the footage, but as far as I can tell, he was feeling bad. And so he was kind of keeping an eye on her to make sure she was safe because she's blind and it's a tough city. And then what's interesting is that like this sort of the ticking clock element of this movie and the reason why he takes on this one last job, because he's trying to retire, of course. It's, again, we've seen this before. It's the one last job. He needs to raise enough money to pay for her transplant for her eyes.
Because like past a certain point,
she's going to exactly. And she's losing her vision. She has a little bit of vision left and she's losing it every day. And eventually she's going to go blind. And so he is trying to pay for her eyesight again. Mm. But he does this knowing that as soon as he gets that for her, as soon as she has her eyes again, she will recognize him.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah.
It's all over. And so it's this selfless thing that he's doing because like if the selfish thing would be like, well, you're just going to go blind and that's that. And then we can still maintain this relationship and you will never know who I am.
Right.
That's not what he does. And that's sort of like the cornerstone of his character. We see it over and over where he's very loyal to people. Mm. And selfless, despite the fact that he's in this horrible, line of work where he's murdering people. He's a hitman with a heart of gold.
Yeah, he's got a moral code. Very John Wickish. Right.
Yeah.
There's rules to the game.
There's rules to it, and I think that's a perfect setup. It's like you have this sort of anti-hero character. By doing the right thing, he loses. He's sacrificing something.
Yeah,
and he knows he's sacrificing himself. But he's also, more importantly, sacrificing his relationship with this woman he loves for her benefit. And that's a beautiful sort of construct there.
Even if he didn't like get to the point where he was there when she woke up from the surgery, and then she recognized him, I kind of envisioned it as he was going to pay for the surgery and then like ghost, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be here. Like, this is it. Which either way is a sacrifice because he's become to love this girl. And
then we had the next part of our threesome. Do you remember that detective's name? It's real easy.
I watched the dub version. You had Jeffrey, then you had Lee.
Lee.
Is
That's
that
right.
his name?
Yeah, Lee. Yeah, Detective Lee. So we have sort of a foil here between Ah Jong. Did we call him Jeffrey in the dubbed version?
That's his name in the dubbed.
In the dubbed.
Yeah.
Okay. There's sort of a foil going on here. So a foil character in storytelling and screenwriting is like you have character A and then you have character B who's almost the opposite of character A.
Okay.
So with Detective Lee, he feels as if he's justified and he has a lot of pride and ego that Ajong Jeffrey doesn't have, because Jeffrey knows he's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. He knows he's done some horrible things and he's trying to make it right.
Yeah, pretty humble.
And he's very humble compared to, Detective Lee, who's feels like he has the moral high ground the whole film until the very end, of course. Right. And then we sort of flip-flop a little bit. And then you have the three of them. And then, Detective Lee kind of falls for Jeannie a little bit. Jenny. I was saying Jeannie. I think it's Jenny. Kind of falls for her a little bit.
Yeah.
And not to the same extent, of course, as Ajong, but it's you definitely get that sort of threesome dynamic where it's like the three of them are interacting, and it's because of one that the other two are doing things. Are there any sort of parts of the movie that stand out to you? Like any scenes that like really stick out in your head?
Other than the poetic ending, Romeo and Juliet-esque ending of where Jeffrey meets his fate.
Yeah.
That was, in my opinion, beautifully done. Like, beautifully done. I love he's getting away. He just assassinated his last hit.
Yeah.
And midway through, he takes on collateral damage in the form of a girl, and then he kind of stops what he's doing to kind of rescue her.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how, him and Detective Lee's relationship kind of starts.
I mean, that scene has so much tension to it. Like,
the hospital scene?
Specifically before the girl's shot. Because like you're watching it and you're building, and he's being betrayed because there's a guy hiding in the bushes with a rifle.
Yeah. And at this point, you don't know really what's going on with that yet.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're just, something's up. There's a guy in the bush with a rifle. And so I don't know if you've heard about this before. One of the things that we talk about a lot, like in a film school environment, is like the Hitchcock theory about tension.
Okay.
So if you have a family seated around a table having dinner, no tension. Now, if you stick a bomb under the table and it's counting down, that's tension. Because the audience knows something, but the characters don't know something.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
It's like that sort of irony of knowing something your characters don't know.
Okay.
So in this case, you have that initial tension of irony where it's like, we know that there's someone with a rifle and he's going to try to take out our protagonist. Mm. But then our protagonist noticed this.
With
the sunglasses, which is very clever. And he's attempting not to move because he knows if he moves, he's going to get shot.
Well, he hasn't taken the shot yet, so he knows he's safe.
Yep. So it's a really good little piece of tension where you're like, okay, we know what's going on. He knows what's going on. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
And the hospital is really good too. And it's just building up on the tension between Detective Lee, and he's getting hot on the trail of of Ajong, where there's a little bit of respect earned, not a lot, but there's a little bit of respect earned, and you start to see that sort of pride kind of get chipped away a bit from Detective Lee.
Well, that's when he sees when he goes and does a sketch. He goes to the sketch artist, and like he starts describing what he looked like.
Yeah,
and he was like, I can't remember the exact words he used, but he was like, he's calm, collected. Yeah. He has a mission, but he's kind of laid back. Like he kind of recognizes that he has some heart. Like I think when he's like discussing what he looked like. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. What did you think about the music in this movie? And not just the music is like the 80s, soundtrack, but also like the way music is used, because we have a singer and then we also have our harmonica.
The first time the harmonica came into play, it kind of made me laugh.
Did it?
Because
Okay,
it was
okay.
during a scene transition, and you hear this harmonica playing in the background.
Yep.
And then goes to the next scene. He opens the door, and it's literally a dude playing the harmonica.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that's it just completely unexpected, and it kind of just made me laugh. I'm like, oh, that's okay.
It's called a J cut.
A J cut?
A J cut. So you hear it before you see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. What I think is really interesting about that, and I have to re-watch it, but in my head I remember that they're playing the same music. So he's playing her song on the harmonica.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong about that, I will have it flash on screen. There's a
Wrong.
Yeah, look at this dumbass. But
Admonish.
I'm pretty sure it's the same. I'm pretty sure he's playing her music, and it's and we play her music on a record. She has like a CD or a record or whatever it is. It's not a CD. It's too early for
tape.
that. It's a tape. Yeah, probably.
A cassette.
I think it's a vinyl actually. Regardless, he's playing her music, and it's a very interesting sort of device where you understand immediately the connection he has with her.
Well, it's not just any one of her musics. It's the song she was singing at the very beginning.
Yes,
Like when
yeah.
he blinded her.
Yeah. So it's that sort of shame and that the regret, but also sort of like that first love where he, took a notice of her. It's beautiful. It's very sad, but it's, very beautiful. One of the things that I really like about this movie, and I don't typically like this. So this is where it's like you have to take this with a grain of salt. I don't typically like melodrama. I don't like the schmaltzy, over the top, like a lot of emotions. I'm not a terribly emotional guy myself, but with this movie, it really works because it's like you have this sort of big feelings and a lot of sadness, and it's operatic almost.
Well, I feel like, there wasn't that much of it. And kind of like I said before, yeah, it's there, but it's there, it's emphasized, and you move on.
You move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it moving. Yeah.
But just to tell you, hey, it's here.
Yeah,
Hey, we're it's not all action.
And it does a good job of building it into a crescendo towards the end, which we could just start talking about that real quick because we're already kind of moving in that direction. Might as well talk about that.
Before we talk about the end,
Okay.
I have one critique with the film. One.
Go ahead.
And it piqued my curiosity at the opening scene that I actually had to rewind it.
Okay.
Round count in a magazine.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I don't know if this is just an intro to the genre itself that people weren't too.
It didn't matter.
It didn't. That was just. It wasn't even a critique. It was just okay, when is he gonna run out? When's he gonna run out? When's he gonna run out?
There's a few times where they're using that little Colt, and he's just blasting away, and it's like 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds, and I'm like, technically couldn't do that, but I don't really care. There is a couple of times where they intentionally show them replacing ammunition.
Yeah.
There's a few times where they're like, we should probably show this.
Yeah, just to imply that they might be doing it.
Yeah, just that way jerks like us don't wag our fingers at them. But
it's not even a critique. It was just this is fun.
Is there, do you think, a religious aspect of this film?
Oh, it takes place in a church. That's kind of like a huge.
Is that the extent of it, though? That's my question.
Because
iconography, right? So if you're looking at he's coming into the church and he's repenting of his sins in the beginning. He's not really repenting, but he's under the weight of his guilt of these horrible atrocities he's committing with all this violence. And he's getting his wounds treated in the church. Right?
Is the first line of the film, "Do you believe in God"?
Is it? That's a great line if it is.
I think it might be. If not, because it opens in the church, right?
Yes, well, it opens with the gunfight.
I don't think so.
First, does it not?
I don't think so. I think the first line of the film, or something in the first conversation.
Yeah.
Is that it's in the church before it kind of goes to, and it's
that's right. You're right.
I think one of the first lines is, "Do you believe in God?"
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember what happens after that, but I do remember that was so a religious element.
I do remember that, and then after that they go, and that's when he goes into the nightclubs after that conversation with the priest or whoever.
Because that's when he gives him the target.
He gets the drop.
Yeah,
he gets the drop there with the upline guy. That's right. Yeah. I didn't even. Well, what's cool about that too is the upline guy. I keep calling him that. I don't remember his name. The older hitman.
The one that he claims to be friends with?
Yes, the one who's sort of the old friend. You do get a very interesting redemption arc you wouldn't typically see with a character like that.
Like a third party.
So typically, if I don't even know what movie I'm thinking of off the top of my head, but like in a lot of these sort of hitman movies or like cop movies, if you have a betrayal where it's like your superior is betraying you and is trying to kill you, typically that is answered with violence or vengeance.
Okay.
And in this case, he's spared. The older hitman, where it's like, where Ah Jong spares him of, putting him down, despite the betrayal. And then as the movie goes along, like he becomes a friend again, where it's like he's been won back over. He's like, well, I'm a dead man anyways. I might as well redeem myself and help you. And so that's probably the if I would point at one thing, that's probably the closest that we get to like a sort of a spiritual theme.
Yeah.
In the movie.
I thought where it was going to go, and I'm kind of glad it didn't.
Yeah.
Was I thought it was going to go for a catch-22. Like, because I don't know the character's name, but the nephew of the guy that Ah Jeffrey, killed. He was like, he told this older gentleman that you're referring to, the friend, okay, now you take him out or I kill you.
Right.
I thought that Ah was going to come back with, you kill him or I kill you.
Right.
So it was going to be like, this dude's dead either way. Like I thought he was going to put him in a catch-22, but like he didn't. He was like because there was a theme of forgiveness throughout the film.
Yeah.
And I actually mentioned. So I'm glad they didn't go that route, but at this point I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
But
I can't think of a movie that does that in an action sense. Where it's like where forgiveness is like a key part of the theme.
Well, I think you're right though. I think like in other films, it's like if that does happen, like a betrayal happens, like if there is redemption there, they never re-interact with each other. It's like it's like he's a personal journey of redemption, and like he might sacrifice himself, away from the character he betrayed, or try to get some feel good feelings of redemption for himself. But
what's fascinating to me about him specifically, whatever that guy, the older guy, whatever the older hitman guy is like, not only is he forgiven, but he's like plays such a huge role in the film afterwards. Because typically it's like they disappear and then they come back at the very end. Oh, save yourself. I'll face off with him. And this doesn't do that. And I think
he kind of did that though.
He did.
He just failed.
Well,
he didn't fail. He just
he
prolonged
he did the save
story.
yourself thing, but he did it like 4 times in a row, and he kept getting out of it. Like at the airport scene where it's like he's sort of decoy, and then he's helping like get all this information to our Jeffrey character. He plays a huge role, and like we wouldn't be able to get Jenny back if it wasn't for this guy.
Yeah, going into that. Okay, there were like in my mind there were 2 finales.
Okay.
I thought it was building up for the finale to be at the safe house. Like I thought that was it. Like I thought it was because the guy I can't remember when in the plot it takes place, but the middleman that you're talking about.
Yeah.
He says he has an interaction with Jeffrey saying like, I'm gonna get you the money I promised you, and then like he kind of leaves.
Yeah.
And then like this huge battle at the safe house takes place. It was like, get Jenny and then meet me at the church and I'll get you the money.
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to be the finale. I thought they were going to go to the church and happy day.
Yeah.
And then like he does get the money and then he sets up for another finale.
Yep.
Like another massive battle.
Huge battle. Yeah, and they just destroy that church set, which is just awesome. Just blowing the windows out, like the statuary, and just the friggin' the pews are getting blown up. Incredible. Like it's so much fun. And it's practical effects, which is even more fun, where it's like blanks, where they're shooting blanks.
Yeah.
And things are actually exploding on set. And it's like, I don't know. Have you seen like The Expendables?
No.
That's probably like the earliest movie I remember where it's like they're shooting guns, but they were like using just digital overlays.
Okay.
Because it's cheaper than a blank. And so they're just like, and you can tell it's not happening because like they have to like shake the gun to make it look like it's got recoil. You know what I mean? I like to have a blank. Like I love the way it looks.
Yeah. There's one scene that was very Rambo-esque, which is kind of, I think was filmed in the same time period. Like First Blood. When he gets shot in the arm, and I think that's the safe house scene. And he he takes like a shotgun gunpowder.
Yep.
And like puts in there and
the
ignites
shotgun.
it.
Yeah,
It just reminded me of, and he grabs a stick, bite it.
Yep.
Just remind me of like John Rambo sewing himself up.
When we get to our sort of final shootout, of course, we have sort of this, the bromance has finished blossoming. Mm-hmm. We've finally reached this place where it's like Detective Lee stoops down to Jeffrey's level, and Jeffrey, has been injured, and he's like, the last stand, he's like, you need to get out of here, take the girl. And Detective Lee's like, I'm with you till the end, and we'll fight together. And we get that sort of interesting turn of character where Detective Lee is willing to get dirty, and he's willing to do the wrong thing because he knows it's right. And it's not just like the same pride thing where it's like, I'm above you. It's like, this is what I know to be correct, and I need to follow through with it, even if it isn't technically correct.
Oh, you're sparking my memory.
So, it's a lot of fun.
I wonder if this was intentional.
Okay.
Here's a little theory from the writer's perspective.
Yeah.
In the very early on in the movie, when he shoots the guy on the not the subway, but the train car, and the woman dies of a heart attack by collateral damage.
Yeah.
And he says something like, but he's making the case like, I didn't kill her.
Right.
Like how I was involved, but it wasn't me who killed her.
Right. Right.
So I wonder if he is now seeing that from his boss's perspective with Jeffrey.
Wow.
When cause the reason why he's mad at Jeffrey is because Randy, his partner, got killed in like the chase to get him basically, or to catch the bad guys. And so I think he's mad at Jeffrey because Randy died. But now he's kind of seeing himself in Jeffrey. Was like, hey, yeah, I was involved in this, but hey, I wasn't the reason. It was actually this guy. Like, he was the primary reason. So I think that may be why he has now I'm with you to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Now I kind of see myself in you. Maybe that's, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's a theory of mine.
It's a good theory. Okay, I do want to mention this. So, love the cinematography in this movie. The colors are really cool. You get like a lot of saturated colors, a lot of stained glass aesthetic, which is very, so whenever you have Ah Jung in the apartment, you get a lot of that sort of color, which I think is a good reflection of sort of not just the environment, because it's like, the neon Hong Kong sort of thing, but it's also reminiscent of like when he has inner turmoil, or when he's like considering sort of his own thoughts. Like, you have that stained glass confession sort of a thing going on in the background, just visually, I think is really cool. The other thing I want to mention though, is that there's these moments that are really interesting little character moments that are throughout the film. One of them I'll mention, it's like we have, it's one of our first scenes in the apartment, and Ah Jung is meeting with his upline, the older hitman, and the older hitman's like giving him his last big mission, his last big job, right?
Okay.
And so he goes in, and the upline, I don't know why I'm calling him that, except it's like MLM. It's like the upline,
I'm calling him the upline.
Okay, great.
We know who we're talking about.
Mr. the upline. So he comes in, and he's nervous, and you can tell there's tension in this relationship, and you can also tell that Ah Jung does not respect this older guy. And you can tell that with this one moment where it's like he's like, hey, you need to chill out.
The older guy's in his hit, or the upline guy?
The upline guy.
Okay.
It's like he does not respect the upline. And you get this moment where he's like, you should have a beer. You should chill out. And he's like pushing this beer to the upline's hands. And then he opens the beer, and it splashes on the upline's face just to be mean. And it's just this one
I don't
little,
recall that,
it's great. And it's a one little moment where you get that moment of disrespect, and you also see that sort of tension and fear in the upline, because it almost sounds like a gunshot, where it's like, we're like pop, and it's like, you see that sort of tension there. And so Ah Jung is sort of telling his upline, I know you're thinking of killing me.
Okay.
Because this is what happens in this industry. That's what I assume is going on just as a director head, right? That's why I'm getting into my director mind space. It's like, here's what I want you to know, that they have a tense relationship. Ajong knows that eventually the upline's going to try to kill him because he's trying to fulfill the last job.
This isn't when he's giving him the fake briefcase full of money and like he's actually
this is
trying to hit him.
before.
Okay.
This is when he's like getting ready to kill the triad gangster at the boat race.
Okay.
So it's like before that.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, here's your guns that have no serial number, and we get the porn shot of the guns, and then you have like, here's your disguise or whatever he's saying, and that meeting there is where you get that moment. And there's a lot of little things like that where it's just like kind of weird, and you're like, this doesn't really fit. The seriousness of the movie, like the harmonica, it's like, this doesn't really fit, but it does somehow.
Yeah.
Where you're like, this is a weird like cowboy thing. Oh, wait a second. Like just kind of melds into the whole movie. I think it's really cool. And like, he has a lot of little moments like that. There's a couple of shots that I really like where it's cutting back and forth between Detective Lee and then Ajong, and they're both sitting in these chairs, right?
I was about to mention that.
It looks like Boondock Saints to me.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have one and he's like trying to get into his headspace, straight out of Boondock Saints. It's really crazy. I love that scene, and it's like just like the crossfade back and forth as you are getting in and out of his head, and it's like a memory, but it's not a memory. And he's like replaying this whole scenario and in his imagination and replaying. Great. Like that's a great little bit of just easy sort of.
I wonder if that's
filmmaking.
another like foreshadowing that he's starting to slowly identify with Ajong.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like not just like he's sitting there trying to get inside his head or try to recreate or try to piece together what happened. I know that's the main objective, but I wonder if the subplot there, like the unconscious thought is, I'm starting to identify with this guy.
Yeah. There's a lot of little moments like that I think just really stand out. Of course, there's a lot of freeze frames, very 80s.
Not too many, but there are enough to notice it.
If I remember correctly, there's like 4 or 5 probably. So it's enough to where you're like, this is an 80s movie.
I actually think the first couple, I thought it was just a glitch
in
the shooting, because there were a lot of hard cuts, especially the version I watched. There was like, it would like linger on a frame a little bit and then move on.
Yep.
Maybe that was a freeze frame. I don't know. Maybe like it was just but the one I really, noticed it was in the final scene when like they were about to go outside the church.
Oh, dude.
And like it zoomed up in their faces and like they smiled. Like, oh, okay, they were intentional.
That was intentional. Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about the ending.
Yep.
We've been working all our way here. I think we both like the ending. Mm-hmm. So when I was watching this movie, I was watching it with my wife.
She liked it?
We went halfway through it and she gave up. She's like,
okay, that makes sense.
She's like, this is too loud for me. And then she just went and did whatever she did. But when we got to the end of the movie, I just loved it so much. I had to explain exactly what happened, which was also irritating to her, because then she had to listen about the movie that she didn't want to watch in the first place.
It's like sometimes you just have to nerd out. Like, I know you don't like this, or I know you have no interest in it, but please just hear me out. I gotta get it out. Like one of those.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I was like, let me tell you about the dream I had last night. Was exactly how it went. And beautiful. And what's really incredible about it is like it just soaks in the melodrama. And we have this great shootout in the church, of course. We have a shootout outside the church and everything's going crazy. And then we have Ajong, who loses his sight. Mm-hmm. I believe he gets shot in the face?
I would like to know, is that just cinema? Like, we know it can't really happen, but because both his eyes got shot out from a gun that was in front of him. Pow.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so it must just be cinema. It's the poetry.
It's 80s. It's the 80s.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Back in the 80s, that happened all the time.
Yeah, it had to be there.
Yeah.
But no, like it was. There was each character got their own resolution, and the bow on top of the present with Ajong. The losing of the sight, like just so poetic. Like he caused the whole entire driving of the plot was so he could fix. forgot the main point. She lost her vision completely in the church.
Yes.
So like it was done.
It was in. Yep. It was over.
Like I think he knew at that point there's nothing we could do now.
Yeah.
So like that kind of sucks because it's building up to this final scene. He's trying to get her away, and it's too late.
It's too late.
But there's still a battle to happen. He's still got to get out alive somehow.
And it's so awesome to have this shot of the two of them who are now both blind, Ajong and Jenny, and they miss each other.
Oh, they just.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I loved
yeah.
that. It just gave me chills. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, and it's just so sad.
It's so sad. Because like he, all he's doing is yelling. He can barely yell because he's dying, and she can't see it all. He can't see it all. And they
They're just like two stars, just missing.
like 3 feet apart.
3 feet
Like,
apart.
oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Gosh, I loved that.
Yeah.
And they earn it. Like, 'cause you feel like that's like the only way this could have ended. Really, is just that moment of like it almost worked,
Yeah.
and then it didn't, and it's great. And of course, Detective Lee has his sort of resolution there, where he rather brutally executes our main villain.
And like he was the one. Who was the one that initiated? I think it was Lee. I think it was on the boat dock, like after the safe house scene, where he initiates the conversation about forgiveness.
Yeah.
Like I have forgiven, or you need to forgive, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like I've forgiven, you need to do that as well, or something like that. Because I remember saying like verbally out loud as the scene ended, I'm like, oh, I guess he didn't forgive. Like because he was still kind of upset because that guy was the reason why his partner died.
Yes.
So that was his, driving force there. Yeah, and he, I like how the guy pleaded, like, don't let him do it. Like, did he do that? Like when he's on the ground, like, and like the squad, the policemen were surrounding him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're under arrest, and like Lee comes up, he's like, no, anybody
else,
anybody, please, yeah, and just. Boom, boom.
He blasts him.
I think it was just a tragic ending. I think that was the whole point. Yeah. Like, let's build up hope, and like the severance of hope.
Yeah.
Is when she's like, why did you turn the lights off?
Yeah.
I'm like, like that's it.
Yeah.
And there's still like in my head, like they still got to fight a battle. Like, and it's all gonna be for nothing.
It's for nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it's sad.
And that was just the decline.
Yeah.
of the tragedy.
It's so good.
I love the and this is throughout the whole entire movie, was just the lack of conservation of ammunition.
Oh yeah,
I love it. Like in the John Wick film, in the modern day, like John Wick or like anything like that, it's like a shots to the chest, shots to the head, double tap, pow pow. If it's not just a one, know.
Yeah.
But this is like in this film, it's each person gets at least 7 to the chest. like it's and
minimal.
And what it really, again, I love the hyperbolic. I love the over exaggeration of it. Like that's just what makes it. I guess it was just, I don't know if it was culturally due to the fact that it was made in China, or if it was just the time period, like the over. But the part that made me kind of recognize it, like, oh, was when he was on the boat, and he gets a clean headshot.
Oh yeah,
and then he still fires. Like he puts like 2 more in his body. Why? Like
why not?
I guess.
You just gotta double tap. Make sure.
Well, I had fun.
Yeah.
Doing this.
Let's do it again.
Yeah. Super excited.